I feel like you're starting every episode with
because that's just a good way to start the episode.
No. This is slowly becoming the guess what episode this is.
Guess what episode this is?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
Nobody knows what episode. Technically, it's episode. Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. You know what? Just play the intro song. Hello guys, Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And today I brought my guest in for the day. Adrian's bringing the questions, apparently.
Sure, yeah.
If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Carly.
You don't have to get so close to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. This guest I have been fighting for. I personally I've been combating.
Yeah, he's been like,
Victor,
when are you gonna get Carly on?
Where's Carly? And he goes, oh, he's coming.
He's on the list.
He's on. I'm like, okay. This other kid shows up. Kids I don't even know even existed. Come. And I'm like, but where's Carly?
He's on the list.
You know what Victor literally turns, looks at me, and he's like, he's coming. And then I'm like, Victor, I've met all these people I've never met before, but like. Took a full year.
Okay, look, I tried getting him before, and then he's just like, I can't. And then I asked him again, he's like, I can't. And then I asked him for the third time now, and it's just like, I think I'm free.
Because he asked me like, are you free? Like, I want you to be free Friday, and I'm like, I think I'll be free. Most likely I'll be free because I don't really.
I just see him in the hallways, and I'd be like, I need you to be free on Friday.
She's like, what? You free Friday?
Yeah. No, literally.
That's free Friday?
Like, I'll just be like on my way to class. I'll just see he's like, be free Friday.
What is it like? Okay, so for, I guess, you guys, how long have you guys known each other now?
Since 4th grade.
Yeah.
So,
4th grade?
Since 4th grade.
Since 4th grade.
Wow. Yeah. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Like a long minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like
years. You shouldn't be saying minute at that point.
I think it's about like 7 years now. Maybe 6 or 7.
How old are you in grade 7?
In 7?
I mean grade 6. When you're like
9. I think you're like 9.
You're 9? So it's been 7 years. He's right. So you're good at math, I take it. It's like I would be the engineer, mathematician, doctor, mate. Who knows? We don't know. No, I remember very distinctly some memory, like there's like little fragments of like, I guess 9-year-old you somewhere in the back of my head, like, because there are
my gosh, you're just...
It's like this kid, this guy,
you've grown into a man.
No, like there are things like that. One of my favorite things about having, like, especially Victor's friends on, is that most of his friends I've seen grow up. Like, physically, I've seen you all grow up because, I used to volunteer a lot and I used to see you guys all the time. Yeah. And I watch you guys play soccer all the time outside or, like, chase each other or whatever it is. Because I was outside of, like, watching you guys, like, assisting the teacher, right? Because that was my job.
Children?
That was my job.
That's questionable.
I was
volunteering, helping out, getting them hours.
No, I was supervising.
Okay.
All right, that's what I was doing.
It sounds better than I'm watching children.
Well, I was. I'm gonna cut all. I'm dropping all of this out. Like, all of this is like just gonna be edited out. Like, all of it. When I think that was a dog.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
I think that was
when. Oh, look, he finally answered back. He said no. For those who aren't in the loop, I asked Thomas. We keep shouting him out. We gotta stop. If he had this kid's number, turns out nobody has his number. So
what's your phone number on the?
I'm just gonna give it out to the world right now. I'm gonna get a bunch of.
You're gonna get a bunch of calls.
I mean, if it's like, I guess if it was like females, then I really wouldn't mind. Honestly.
When I
just a bunch of dudes coming to you.
that would be really funny. When I was in grade. I want to say grade 10. Everybody was like, yo, what's like... I remember, like, the big thing was Facebook. It's like, yo, what's your Facebook? And that was, like, the thing. And then, like... No, like, the year before that, Snapchat became somewhat popular. And then the year after that, everybody's like, yo, what's your Facebook? And then I didn't have a Facebook. And then I made a Facebook and I used my real name and nobody friended me back. I was so hurt because back then I had like a nickname. And then I changed it to my nickname and everybody friended me back because nobody knew me by my real name apparently. It's like, who's this guy? Who's this stranger? Got no friends. Like everybody was, it was sad. It was really sad. For like a full night, I was like, no one loves me back. Like I got no friends.
You went into deep depression.
All my real friends aren't my friends. Changes the name to my nickname. Everybody's just like,
they didn't think it was you.
Oh yeah, and then like I had to like add the initials at the end, so people were like, "Who's this? Who's this guy?" And then this one guy's like the oil changer company, because like anyway, it's this whole thing anyway. But like yeah, and now your generation is all about that Instagram,
Snapchat,
everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? You guys like what is it like the Victor's like? Don't talk about it. TikTok. You're all on that TikTok.
I actually made like two.
You're kidding. You're joking.
I'm not kidding. Because at first I'm looking at it and I'm like,
I'm gonna want this link now.
I'm like,
I'm gonna link it in the description. Oh, you gotta go check out.
At first I'm like, nah, this is like. Because remember how Musical.ly was like really popular back in like 2016, and then it died, and then it was kind of reincarnated as TikTok, and I'm like, yeah, it just looks really stupid. And then I tried it out for the first time, and I actually liked it, and I'm not proud of myself for that. I'm really not proud for liking it.
Why aren't you like? What is it against TikTok?
Well, you see,
what's wrong with? Okay, look, maybe it's because I'm old now, but like, what's wrong with TikTok?
I mean, the problem with those kinds of apps is that it makes all of these like 14-year-old kids popular, like extremely popular, and they have like no talent whatsoever. Like remember, like we all remember Jacob Sartorius. You know, like he was very.
No, wait,
popular.
I don't remember.
Sweatshirt.
Okay,
yeah. So like,
that's right.
I like how I clicked, but you didn't.
My brain just totally went to like.
You know what that tells me? That tells me I'm not as old as I initially thought.
Yeah. My brain was just like lag.
Look, there's a lot of like stuff like that, but that's like literally every YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know, like besides like the outliers like MKBHD, you know, Casey Neistat. I mean, even David Dobrik to some degree falls under this because realistically, all he's good at is cropping video. Let's be real. Because he says he records 4 to 5 hours for every 4 minutes and 20-second videos he makes.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's always developing new ideas, and he's good at that. You know?
And shooting people with a paintball gun?
Yeah.
Filming people at parties?
That's great.
Giving people cars?
Yep.
That takes a lot of talent, man.
Yo, man, that's no talent at all,
I wasn't
man.
saying it was talent.
No talent at all.
I wasn't saying it was talent. I was just saying he was good at it.
Of course. No, he's really good at like the skip motion, like the way he crops his videos. Yeah. It's like it's done really well, but that's about it. Like that's like the lip, like, and I mean like there are some jokes, but like lately all his videos like they're just like mishmashes of like the same thing I've seen him do 100 times already.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no...
It's because you start running out of ideas, right?
Yeah.
You've done everything.
Yeah. And let's be real, watching Zayn be drunk is just...
It's gold.
High quality. It's quality content. But that's just what it is. But that's just the reality that we live in now. But the same thing could be said about Instagram.
It really can.
I mean, like, you know how many teenager girls are, like...
Instagram famous?
Yeah. Like, there was this one girl who she actually got off Instagram. Like, she was on the news, like, a few years ago. She was, like, 14 years old, but she looked like an 18-year-old.
We've got a lot of those.
Yeah, we got a lot of those nowadays. You know what the problem is? Yeah. I'm a 22-year-old boy, and I got no idea what's going on anymore. I have a friend. We were hanging out this one time. So you said, girls, like, yeah, I'm going to go talk to him. Like, teach his own, right? He gets up, he comes out with what? She 15. I'm like, what? No, I kid you not. We both thought she was like in her mid-20s. So like, she's gotta be like 24, 25. Like, and when he came back, it's like, she's 15. I'm like, what? What are we doing with ourselves?
I don't know what they be giving those kids and whatnot, but like, they just look way older than they should be looking.
You know what? Everyone's always like, it's the GMOs and the food. So we're
making them mature.
No, what is it? The other one's like, what is this? The other one's like, like every like random flavor. Like remember the gum that was like the mysterious flavor.
Right.
Was it like, and it was like that weird flavor?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they do that with nuclear waste. Like, that's how they flavor food. Like, it's just like this ongoing... Anyway, it's this crazy thing, but that's how they do it. Or it's one of the methods they used to use to give food weird flavors like that. And they're like, it's the radiation. It's making us all old. But I mean, the same thing can be said about our laptops, phones, TVs. Like, literally everything gives off some type of radio wave.
Right.
Some type of radio wave. So I'm like, if that were true, I mean, everybody got a phone in their pocket now. How come we're not all, like, dropping dead? Like, you know, like, we're all walking around. But, like, at the same time, it's, like, that weird gray area where you're like, I don't know. There's all these theories and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm not that old yet. But apparently I look really old. But that's just because I'm tired all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? I have a friend. Well, I mean, it's just, I remember this moment where, like, someone's like, they thought when I was like 18, 19, I was in night classes at college, when I was in college. Well, I'm still in college. When I started college, I was in, like, these night classes. And the youngest person there before me, so I was, like, 18, 19 years old. And the youngest person before me, like, after me, was 25. So I was, like, the baby in the room. Like, and everybody knew, like, people tell me grandkids. And, like, it's crazy. Anyway. So I was taking the psychology class, and the prof, she would take the last couple of minutes to, like, talk to us about stuff, and then she'd, like, kind of, like, quickly psychoanalyze you for the whole class. And she went in alphabetical order by last name.
So you were, like, last.
Yeah, I was last. I'm not gonna say what our last name is because
I wasn't asking.
no, I'm just saying. You know, like, I'm sure he knows your last name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Anyway, so I was last. Okay. So the last class is basically like this was the last class before the final. And at this point, I had been playing it cool, been mature, you know, not letting anybody know how old I actually was. Yeah. And then she's like, "So, Asian, how old are you?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "How old are you?" I'm like, "Do I have to say it out loud?" And everybody goes like, "Yo, just tell her how old you are, right? You're like what, 26?" And I go, "I'm 19." And they all go, "What?" I go, "You 19? You child!" Yeah, like everybody's reaction was like insane, and I was like, "Yeah, it's just how old I am," and you know, like so on and so forth. But what was really funny about all of it was that, like, one of my really close friends, he was like in his mid-20s. He's like, "Bro, you're more mature than I am. Like, that's scary." And then I'm like, "Nah, man, I was just playing the part. Like, I didn't want, like..." But this one guy at the back of the class, he's like, "Yo, man, like, I'm so conflicted right now. Like, I don't even..." He's like, "You're like one of those, like, girls that's, like, way younger, but, like, not."
Yeah.
Like, but it was really funny. But but after that class, everyone I run into now, I think it's my beard, because I have a beard. Just because you can't see me. But, like, when I take it off, everybody's like, "Oh, you look so much younger now. Like, look at that little kid." And then, like, when I have a beard, everybody's like, you're like 27. I'm like, "What? How did we add a year? Like, at first I was 26, now I'm 27. I'm like, why does it keep going up?"
Because you're old.
I'm not...
It's because you're old.
I'm in my early 20s. I'm not, like, decrepit and falling apart.
You're falling apart. Can you pick up your liver there?
You can't drop your liver.
Are you sure? But
It's
you can
inside
drop
of
your
you.
lungs.
You can't drop your lungs.
Your lungs can fall.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
Okay, we're not gonna get into that.
How would that...
Did you have any questions?
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, so sidetracked. Way sidetracked. Anyway, so you guys met in grade 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so was that like the initial friendship phase, or was there like a year or two of like
No, that was
miscellaneous-
initial.
That was definitely initial.
That was okay. Fine, I see how it is. Like you both, like super. That was definitely it.
That was
There's
it.
no
That was it.
doubt in
No.
my mind. This is when it happened. That's how it went down, and I'm not changing my mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
The very first strong memory.
Look, okay, whoa. Look, I just think that there are a few instances of like I could say one of my best friends when I was growing up. We actually met in kindergarten, but we didn't become really good friends till grade 1. Right? So like there are things like that, right? Like
Yeah, but we were in grade 4.
that means nothing. You're
So
9,
we just right off
dude,
the bat.
you're 9 years old. You don't know anything.
At grade 4, I want you to understand. That's when you're more aware of people.
But you still
actually
don't,
see.
But you still don't have proper sentence structure.
No, I still don't.
That's why we have Grammarly.
Yes, but that's like a good 9 years old is a good age to just start building friends.
It really is. Like, that's when I really started to get, like, new friends, because back where I used to live, I was, I wouldn't say the loneliest kid, but, like, nobody was really friends with me. So it was,
up until I showed up.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
We're just like, sup. And they were just like, hi.
You're my boy.
You're my boy. He's like, you're the one.
Yeah.
You're the chosen one.
That was honestly it. We're just like, you're the chosen one. And then that's what we did for like anybody else. Yeah.
See, your group is like really big. My group was really tight knit. We were like three, like the Three Musketeers.
No, we were like, our group was like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
See, already double my group.
Yeah.
Like
Already
six,
double my group. But you know what? What's really interesting about my group of friends? We can literally go years without seeing each other. And Victor's seen this before already. We're all run into one of them, and it's like we never stop being friends. We're like cracking jokes, like it's really like our friendship just was like never like ceased to exist. But we can go like 4 years without ever seeing each other. They'll run into each other, and it's like it didn't stop.
That's cool.
It's like that's true.
You want to try it 4 years?
It's like we will starting next year.
It comes like 4 years.
June of 2021. It's gonna pilot this.
I'll see you in 2024.
Yeah, because like if he goes to uni and you go to a different, like right, like what is it like the statistic? I think it's crazy. When you're in grade 8 and you go on to high school, you're likely to see 75% of the people you knew from grade 8. But once you get to grade 12, once you graduate grade 12, the likelihood of you like staying friends or seeing the people you go to school with, I think it drops down to like 10%.
And it makes a lot of sense
because like some people like move away. Like I have friends in like Saskatchewan, Alberta, like friends in the States. I have friends overseas now. I have a friend who's studying in France. I have friends in like we all just like dispersed into the world, right? So like, and then like there were the international students who went back home because they had to go back home, and you're like, why'd you leave me, bro? Like I'm here, this is where it's at. And they're like, I don't want to go back. I'm like, but then why are you leaving? So anyway,
yeah,
I know I'm very emotional. It's very emotional.
You're having your midlife crisis a little too early.
No, it's just one of those. I don't know, like. Whenever I look back at it and I think of it, like, I feel like I didn't approach high school the right way.
It was high school.
No, I know.
No one ever approaches. There is no right way to approach high school.
That is true, because nobody really approaches high school the right way, to be honest. Like, we all just go in and we just, like...
walk out.
Yeah, honestly.
No. It's not like, look, I was very...
Do you remember what you learned in grade 9?
Yeah.
And what was that?
And I remember learning about, like, in math class, for example.
Oh, only math class? Okay, what about the other classes?
Okay, in science, we started biology.
None of the sciences. What did you learn in English?
I read To Kill a Mockingbird, The Fault in Our Stars, and Twilight.
That's not grade 9.
It was grade 9.
That's not grade 9.
For me, it was grade 9.
Yeah, because I remember for us...
we were going to read The Hunger Games, but then I read that one on my own. I was kind of a bookworm back then.
Yeah.
You still
Leave me alone.
For us, it was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Grade 10.
Wait, no, for me, it was grade 9.
Really?
Yeah.
See? He knows.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, wait, yeah,
Yeah.
You guys never even read The Chrysalis, did you?
No.
See? That was
I'm not going to get to read Othello.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
I think I might just
what
take
is
the
it?
book.
What is it? Did you guys read Macbeth at least? Grade 10?
That was grade 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
so you guys did go through that. Did you guys read, was it, you guys, Romeo and Juliet in grade 9?
Yeah, in grade 9.
Was it Othello in grade 11?
We didn't even do Othello.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to get to touch Othello.
Okay, so what about...
Well, it's because I'm going to
Okay, so there's hope that Hamlet will be read in grade 12.
I really
hope so, though.
By William Shakespeare.
But depending on... Because there's new English. There's a new English course in our school that the school's implementing.
And they're forcing us to take
They're forcing us to take this class.
Like, there is no other English course you can take. You have to take this course.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go talk to the school. Start a revolution. Start a petition. We're going to start...
Yeah, but
we're just gonna start walking around the school and protests.
Yeah, but there's teachers that still read it. Those books. It just depends on the teacher.
Yeah.
Because I have
So y'all gotta get them teachers.
Yeah, but my English teacher explained to what we were gonna learn, and I was kind of disappointed because no mention of the book Othello was said, and yet there was a stack of books all named Othello. So I was just like so disappointed because I really wanted to read that book. I think I'm just gonna take the book and read it myself.
It's not a book; it's a play.
It's a play. I'm gonna read the play myself.
I remember when I was in grade 9, we never called Shakespeare we called him Shakespeare, like Shakespeare.
Shaking the spear.
Shake a spear. Anyway, it was just like a little inside. Anyway,
Mercutio died.
Actually, okay. If you ever read Othello, there's this one character named Cassio.
You said this before.
Yes, I have, but he's never heard it. I'm sure he's never listened to an episode of the podcast before.
I actually have.
You actually have?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. We have a
Carly.
We have a
I'd like
fan.
you to meet Carly.
We have a fan on the bot. Wow, okay. Anyway, so there's an episode.
I literally listened to it like 45 minutes before this.
He's like on his way. He like downloaded it at home and he's like listening to
it.
Anyway, so... okay, so, no, there's a character named Cassio. He's like the villain or like the bad guy, I guess, of the play. I never forget my English teacher in grade 11. She's like, Adrian, he's just like you. You are like the perfect Cassio. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that because he's the villain. I'm like, did you just call me the bad guy? Like, what? Like, it was just so weird.
You
like,
are the bad guy.
But like the fact that she like singled me out, like the other thing too is like I used to daydream in that class all the time. I sat like in the back corner looking out the window, and I was just like this. Adrian, I'm like, yeah, she's like, you the villain. And I was like, wait, what? I'm like flipping through, like, what's going on? I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention. I was like flipping through. Like, I'm like, this kind of does sound like me. But like one of the anyway. So if any of you know Othello and you know who Cassio is, you all kind of know what my personality type is kind of like.
Every English teacher I've shown this podcast.
I'm sorry to say. Every English teacher. So now that I've known you for probably as long as I've known most of Victor's friends at this point.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know what your hobbies are. I don't know like what games you play. You know, do you watch anime? What kind of music you listen to? Like, give me something.
All right. So, hobbies. As far as hobbies, I'm not too interesting of a person, to be honest. I just go home and like play video games and stuff like that and just chill on my phone.
So what games do you play?
I play NBA 2K.
Of course.
I play Madden.
Of course.
That's really about it.
so American.
just
for those who don't know, he's like, you're like, what is it? Like,
I'm actually not even half. Like, a lot of people think that I'm American, but like, I'm not. I'm fully Canadian. Like, it's just because I go and I visit the States like every single summer. So
you're more you're Canadian by birth.
Yeah.
But by culture, you're American. Yeah. You're like that.
Yeah, because I feel as if I probably picked up the accent and like some of the words that they say over
for
there.
sure. Yeah,
so.
like
absolutely.
There's like this American boy in my country.
What is this, like the third American I bring on the podcast now?
That's kind of true. No, I have a friend who he's American. He's like, he lives here now. But every time he talks about like Canada, he's like, oh, it's so the same. I'm like, it's the same. And he goes, yeah, just that you don't see people with guns everywhere. And like, I'm gonna be real with you. There's like way more people. There's like way more people. I'm like, of course there's way more people. Like, literally all of Canada fits in the state of California.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's literally how much more people you guys have. Because there's literally another 51 states left.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, no, but...
see, all the people come out during like Canada Day.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No, I actually did not watch the Super Bowl.
Really? You didn't watch J-Lo and Shakira dance?
Unfortunately, no. I heard it was a great performance. But I still have yet to see it.
Yo, I got it recorded on the PVR.
No, it's literally on YouTube. It's probably still on trending.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you, and you'll feel a little conflicted after you watch it. I'm going to just say that. Anyway.
It's like, I'm ready.
Just like, hey, man, whatever that means. It's like it's like how, like, it's like when a Star Wars movie comes out, everybody like, how'd you feel about it? And I'm like, look, you got to go into every Star Wars movie blind. Like, why? I don't want to read any reviews. I don't want to hear how you felt about it. Because as soon as I walk in, instant bias. Like, everybody says, it sucked. Walk out, it sucked. But, like, I just watched the movie. But the whole time I was like, this is garbage. Why am I watching this?
You have to have your own opinion.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Don't fall into the crowd.
Don't let society rule you. That's not the way.
We're living in a society.
You know we're living in a society.
Do you know where that's from?
No.
Oh, you uncultured swine.
You know where that's from?
Yeah.
No, okay, so We're Living in a Society is from an old show that I'm a very big fan of. It's called Seinfeld, where he's lucky that I rewatched the entire show, so he's watched it all.
Not that you rewatched the entire show. Our father showed me that. You don't take credit for something our father did. He showed me that show. I was the one who saw it on the PVR, and then you were just like, "Hey, record that." I'm like, "I was already gonna." So then we ended up watching.
Bro, I want you to know that I lived through it being aired live on TV.
Doesn't mean you were the one who brought me into it.
Anyway, yeah. So that's the anyway. So, but yeah, and there's this bit where they're like, he's waiting. One of the main characters, his name's George. He's like waiting in the airport, and he's like, he looks at this guy next to him, and he goes, "Do you know what time it is?" And the guy goes, "There's a clock over there on the wall." And he goes, "But you have a watch on your wrist." And the guy goes, "So there's a clock over there on the wall." And then he like grabs his arm, and he's like, and the guy's like, "Get off me!" And he walks away. It's like, and then that's when George goes, "You know, we're living in a society." It's a great moment.
Why can't people help people?
Right? Like, but like the fact that the guy's like, "There's a clock," or like you couldn't just look at his arm and like tell him what time it was.
Exactly.
And then like, but he has like all these other bits like that are really great. If you ever are curious about what old comedic shows were like, that's a great one to go back to.
That's a great sitcom to watch.
Because like it's literally a show about nothing, much like our show. It's about nothing.
Wait,
really.
Weren't some of the episodes done in like a live performance?
I don't know. I don't actually know.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure some of the episodes don't even have laugh tracks, which is a cool thing.
Anyway, yeah. So just Madden, just
Madden 2K.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's really it. I used to play a lot of Fortnite back then, but
what do you mean back then? Fortnite's only been out since like 2017.
Yeah, I played it back like in 9th grade.
Did you get any good?
It peaked in like season 3, which was like early 10th grade. So ever since, I just haven't played it. Just because it's gotten like really boring and uninteresting. I even ended up just deleting it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know they added split screen now, so 2 people can play on the same. Like, wow. I know, right? Like when someone.
That's how lonely it got.
It got so lonely. They're like, we need to add co-op play. But I think the real play was it's because like like little kids, they have like siblings. It's like, oh, we gotta get them to play together. Gotta get them to play together.
Gotta get them to be
because because the statistic is that apparently people on Earth only have 2.3 children. That's what the statistic says anyway.
I don't believe that. Look at India. Look at China.
Those are no, China only has 1 kid rule.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So you can't say China, but you can say India. Actually, you can even say the Philippines too.
Yeah, the Philippines.
Actually, you can even say Latin America too. Let's be real with you. I mean,
let's just say Mexico.
I mean, let's just say
all of Latin America.
I mean, also the Middle East too. You know, they're like
definitely.
No, you have not seen Latin culture, my friend. You think they have kids fast? Man, like we're talking like my mom, 9 children, my father, 10 children. That's the family.
Wow.
In other words, when we go visit family, I shake like 1,000,000 hands.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that the guy I'm shaking hands with is like my cousin, like 4 times removed or something. Like why am I shaking his hand? Like he basically like not even related to me. Why am I shaking his hand? They go, because he's your family, and I go, okay.
Sure.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
It's not like I'm not going to remember your name in like 10 minutes anyway. It's like you with the face.
It's like you. I shook your hand. Come over here.
I remember when I was 6 years old to my mom's like hometown. I shook so many people's hands, man. Like, I'm going to tell you, I shook so many hands. I remember the hands more than the people's faces. Like, that's how many hands I shook.
Yeah.
It's
absurd.
It's absurd. Do you have a big family?
I think I'd say so. My immediate family in total is, I think, 9, if I'm counting correctly.
So you have 9 siblings?
No, like including mom and dad.
Oh, so you're like 7.
Yeah.
Wait, so how many siblings do you have? Whoa, it's just
2 sisters, and then it's And it's 5 of us brothers in total.
So are the sisters older or younger?
Older. I'm the youngest in the family.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this is why we got along well.
Oh no! You know what this tells me? This tells me why he's like he comes off as like an only child. This explains it all now. Because I'm like every time I've had a conversation with him, it's like never brings up family. Like,
yeah.
You know, like all he talks about is like I went to go. The only time he brings up family is like, no, I was in America visiting my family. That's it. That's the extent of family. So I was like, so maybe he's like an only child, you know, maybe his parents like felt bad, so they always taking him to see his cousins. Like, I don't know what's going on, you know? Like, that's what one can assume, right? But then he's like, I got 7 siblings. Like, in reality, like, everybody's just older than me.
Yep.
So he's the spoiled one. I see how it is.
Yeah, I pretty much get everything.
You have no idea how lucky you have it. You two both don't know how lucky you have it. See, in my case, I'm the middle child.
Oh, yeah,
I'm stuck between.
It's just like that.
The reality is that this is unfortunate. Anyway, so I have an old, right? You know Victor, right? Little Victor. He's younger than me. I have an older sister who I'm sure you know too.
Yeah, I've met her for sure.
So I had to. Well, when he was younger, we were younger. Well, when I was in high school, I had to balance. Look what I did on Minecraft today, and does this shirt look good on me? That was my day-to-day routine. I'll come home and my brother would be like, look what I did on Minecraft. I'd be like, cool. And my sister walked out, how does this shirt look on me? And I'd be like, literally like, got no idea what's
left
going
field.
on. I literally just walked through the door. I got no bearings for nothing. It's the first things I hear. But what's really interesting, the fact that you say that like, how old's the oldest person? Like the oldest sibling?
I don't know.
34, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a sister who's 34.
Oh no, that's my brother. Okay. My sisters are in their 20s.
Okay. Oh, so the oldest is your brother, and he's 34.
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. That's really interesting. The more you know, I guess.
Yeah.
See, this is what I like about this. Like, I learned so much about your friends, more than I think you know. Did you know his brother was 34?
No, I didn't know his brother was 34, but I knew how many siblings he had.
And you never thought to bring this up?
I never really talk about... The only sibling that I really talk about is my older brother. He came and lived with me. A couple years back. He left to the States to go to college and whatnot. He's like the only sibling that I talk about because like he's the only one that actually lived with me. So yeah,
I see.
Mm-hmm. You got any other questions?
bro. Like, whoa, I need to take a moment. I thought he was an only child. 6 people just came out of nowhere. Like, I need a moment to process, okay? Like literally, 30-something minutes ago, looking at the clock here.
What gave you the idea
he was an only child?
I never told you he was an only child.
He never talked about his family. What am I supposed... One can only assume that he doesn't talk about his family because he's literally the family. He's what made his parents the family.
He's a family one. Leave him alone.
Stop quoting over the hedge.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
This is brought to you by
DreamWorks. No.
Oh man, we just gave him free clout.
There's like, what is that song about clout that's so annoying now? Like, I'm sick of it. I hear it all the time.
I don't know what song.
Okay, just not in my.
How many songs there are?
Anyway, so what kind of music you listen to?
Mainly rap, but I'm also a big fan of R&B. And I've recently started getting into indie music, so...
Oh my gosh, you're my new best friend. You have no idea. It's this trap. Because indie music hits you in the feels.
It really does.
It hits you in the feels.
Literally, we've experienced this firsthand.
I have experienced this firsthand.
Yeah.
I got so into it, man. Like, I went 2 months just listening to indie music.
Yeah.
Straight. But actually, I said this 2 weeks ago with our last guest. I consume so much music, man. It's scary. It's people be like, hey, this artist released this new song because the music video file came out. But I'm like, yo, the song came out 4 days ago on Spotify. Where you been? And they're trying to all hyped and look at this new song. I'm like, I already heard this song. I've already moved on. It was okay. It was alright. So yeah. So just what are your favorite artists?
When it comes to rap, big fan of A$AP Rocky. Kendrick Lamar.
Good one.
I can't really name that many.
he's like, to be honest with you, I don't really listen to rap.
I don't really listen to rap anymore.
Because I've been listening to a lot of rap, so I can barely even name the artist for whatever reason. And then for like indie, big one is definitely Tame Impala, Wallows, Claro, Mellow Fellow. That's all I can name right now.
All right.
Yeah.
So, when I was there's just like there's so much music, and like what I really like about it is the fact that like there's a song for like any scenario.
Yeah.
I love Spotify. It's like it goes to like all the emotion.
Yeah.
So like they need to add depressed. They
literally just a song title named Depressed.
No. They
whole album.
They need a playlist to pick you up off the floor when you're feeling depressed.
Actually, this something we never really talked about with Steph. We literally experienced this firsthand, how all the emotions go through. Because after we recorded his episode, we went for pizza and we got like to a really like lifeful talk, and the music just got so like powerful. And he's just like, I feel so motivated. And we're just like, yeah.
I don't know. And it happened like 5-6 times. I'm like, what is going on? Like, who is the one that's like...
literally after I had to go ask for like the playlist, I'm like, this is great.
I'll link it in the description for those who want to hear it.
Yeah.
But it was really funny, like stuff like that like, I don't know. It's interesting. So do you know what you want to do after high school?
I want to get into nursing.
You want to get into nurse?
Yeah, that's definitely something that not a lot of people expected out of me. But yeah, that's something I want to get into. Most people thought I wanted to get into sports. A lot of people said that I because I always made jokes that I want to become a rapper, and then some. you definitely remember eighth grade.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to that mixtape, by the way?
Exactly. I would always make that joke. I'd always be like, "Yeah, I got this mixtape."
I'm still waiting for that to drop.
No, literally, you did that last year in science class.
In science, yeah.
In the classroom online, he just went, guys, I'm gonna be dropping my new mixtapes.
The funny thing too is like when you posted that, I was sitting like right next to him. So like this guy like, oh, he's showing a mixtape.
No, and the thing is, like, they were literally everybody was just having a conversation on the class, so the teacher could see it.
Yeah.
Everybody was like so cautious to like not say something like out of line.
Yeah.
It really it started because he was supposed to post like he gave us homework and he was supposed to post like slides to help us do the homework. It was like 8:00 in the evening and he still had yet to post it.
8:00 is not evening. 8:00 is night.
No, it was like, see, I stopped checking at 8 when you said I'm dropping that mixtape. I came back at like, I don't know, like 10:30 and people were still going and I'm just like, why?
See, like this is the thing you guys have that I never had. Like I never had that. Like we had to make like Facebook groups to have these conversations. But you know what? Facebook was blocked on the high school Wi-Fi when we were in high school. Because
There's ways to get rid of that, though.
Well, let me finish this. But on your phone, you can't do that. Second of all, now it's not blocked.
Right. Yeah.
Facebook's not blocked.
Yeah.
You know how
any social media is
do you know how privileged you are that it's not blocked?
Sure. I love how I just went with sure.
I'm kind of hurt over that one. I'm not gonna lie. Like that really hurt.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys had privilege, and you guys have privilege, and you take it all for granted. You guys don't know what you guys have. Anyway,
because we were raised with it. It doesn't feel like a privilege. It's just
like
is.
It's like how you guys have to learn. Guys go into a test to do your multiplications, and you walk in with a calculator. This logic.
Yeah.
You know what we had? We had a pencil.
We never had that.
What?
Like a multiplication test and then walk in with a calculator?
Do you guys even know your multiplications?
Totally. You get my calculator out right now.
You know, when I was like in grade 5 or 6, actually no, grade 5, I remember my grade 5 teacher distinctly saying, "You'll never walk around with a calculator in your pocket." The year after that, the iPhone came out and everything changed. No joke. Like the year that the iPhone came out, everybody got a calculator in their pocket now. Yeah. But like, it was just the funniest thing. Like, we were like, I was told things that like, you're never gonna have a calculator. You're never gonna have a calculator. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Like, this will never happen in your life. You won't be walking around with a calculator. We can Google an equation and get the answer.
Just pop out.
Yeah, because that's what Google does.
Yeah.
There's also like there's this other app like that you can get, like I think it costs like $2 on the App Store, where like you open up the
Teachers don't know about that.
it doesn't matter. You open up the camera and you hold it over like the equation.
I've used that.
And it does like
What are you doing here?
It has saved me through math this year. I'm not even gonna lie.
Get them soon.
no, listen, do you want to know who told me about that app? My college math teacher.
Oh my gosh.
No, because he was like explaining it to us, and he's like, guys, if you need more help, there's this great app. It costs like $2. So it's like, so we're like, so you want us to pay $2 for an app to do your job?
I mean, but it can also be helpful. Like you can solve the whole thing on your own, and then you can just like check to make sure that.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Because
like,
it shows you.
As long as you don't just use it for like.
Well, what is it like? If you
homework.
like, nobody really knows this, but if you go into what is it? OneNote and type in the equation. There's like an option for it to show you how to do the equation step by step.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that. Now you all know. Dropping hints, guys. But yeah,
like it's like my music teacher. Like no, every music teacher I've had so far, which is only 2, 3, 4. Okay.
yeah. I want you to know right at the time.
Well, I'm just gonna say this, but these 2 teachers I've had, 3 teachers I've had. Oh my gosh, these 3 teachers I've had in high school that are music, they've all explained how to cheat on their tests, and then they follow up with saying, "Please don't do this." I don't know why I told you this.
You're tempting me to just do this shit.
I remember like when you had to memorize like equations or like was it formulas to do stuff. I had a teacher who he's like, look, this is what you do. You just recite the formula over in your head a bunch of times. As soon as you get the exam, write it on the top of the page.
That's exactly what
And then I'm like, oh my god. And then like he's like, and now you got a cheat sheet. It's then like when like people who don't do it, they're like flipping through the exam and like they finally get to that one question where they need the like formula for like, I don't know how to get the volume of a sphere. And then they're like, oh, I don't remember how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Like, and then like they panic and then they look over at you and you're like, I got this on the top page of my exam. Loser. Gotta get this done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nowadays, we're just given like formula sheets, or sometimes.
No, what is it the other day? You were like filling out a cheat sheet?
Yeah. See, because there's some teachers that just give you like a formula sheet or like a cheat sheet for the exam.
Yeah.
And there's some teachers that are just like, yeah, you're going to write it yourself if you really want it.
Look, here's what I'm going to tell you right now. I never had that in high school.
You just had to go straight off from memory.
Yeah. You know what the problem is, Carly?
You don't.
I'm an auditory learner, so if the formula was never said out loud,
you're not.
I got no memory of it. So like the way I'd say is like I just read everything out loud. Just like read everything out loud. That way at least I can be like, I heard it because I said it. Teacher never said, but I heard myself say it. But now like I have like this text reader thing for me, so like it reads things to me. She British, you know.
She British?
She British.
That's nice.
I got an Australian one too. She nice. Named Susie. Anyway,
you sound like a loser. Not gonna lie, it's like when Siri came out and all those nerds were just like, "Oh my gosh, your voice."
Her voice is very.
No, but like no, like how do I explain like the voice that like the software I use or that I used to use. I don't really use it anymore. It was like an actual person's voice that was recorded. Like so, it's not like robotic sounding. Like it sounds real.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like
it sounds like an audiobook.
It sounds like a person reading to you, right? So it's like legit. So you're like, oh, and you get attached to the voice. It's like, oh, I have to listen to everything like this.
See,
color.
What I find is when a teacher reads through a lesson, and I'm reading through that lesson later, I hear the lesson in that teacher's voice. Like when, like for example, one of the geography teacher that retired. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Whenever. Yeah, me too. Whenever.
What happened?
Yeah, she had retired.
Yeah. Did this year.
Yeah, this year.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Away from depression.
See, like in my case, my geography teacher were real good looking.
Yeah. No, but what I find is whenever I think about something in geography or like civics related,
you hear her voice.
I hear her voice telling me what it is. And when I think about like drama, I hear like another specific teacher that you both know from elementary school. Yeah.
It's ironic because she told me. Actually, I probably know her longer than all of you guys.
You do.
Both of you guys collectively, I still know her longer.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Probably.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, it's time to wrap up.
Okay.
We're actually almost out of time. I want y'all to know that we're going to have him back.
We're totally going to have him back.
Because he didn't talk that much.
Yeah,
I talked the most.
You took all the floor. You took all the space. You don't leave him room.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Yes, he does.
He's nervous. He couldn't remember the names of artists. He panicked a little bit.
He's laughing just fine. He's functioning.
I asked him about his family. He panicked a little bit. He's like, do I say this?
See, because that's a really personal thing. That's not something you should be talking about on
Well,
a podcast.
look.
No, I mean, if somebody were to ask me that, I'd definitely talk about it. Like,
see?
I'm pretty open about it.
No, see, but do you really want the public to know everything?
No, here's
my address is...
No, okay, look, here's the thing. Like, I didn't actually
Stop talking. We need to wrap up.
I didn't know, like, this is news to me, right? I just said I thought he was an only child.
I never told. No, who told you he was a lonely child? I would have been like, he's a lonely child.
Okay, you know what? Wrap
depressed.
up. Wrap up.
You know.
All right, this is a wrap up.
This has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. You guys can, well, actually, would you like to shout yourself out?
Sure.
Your Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at cd.613. Follow me. I don't post, but like, follow me anyway.
He's gonna drop that mixtape soon.
I will give you guys early access to that mixtape if I hit a certain amount of followers. So follow me on Instagram.
I've been waiting like a year for that mixtape. Anyway, okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast.
Everything will be linked in the description.
Always, and leave us comments, messages. You know, we want to do like the Q&A episode one day. Don't say that every time.
We're still waiting for that one day.
We're still waiting for that one day. You know, it's gonna be the end of the world, and then stuff happens. Yeah. So this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.